Hey everybody, I'm back with more tips about fighting the Void Lord. I've moved on to Sector 6 right now, and I was having some trouble with him, but I learned a lot about how control immunity works and stun immunity works, and I was able to take that knowledge and make my team a lot better and get a lot more damage out of my Athaqua. So I'm going to share what I learned with you. You may be aware of it already, but if you're not, I hope you find it interesting. Let's go ahead and check it out. Before we jump in, if you're not subscribed to my channel, I'd really appreciate if you consider subscribing. I try to make good Idle Heroes content for all my viewers, so it'd really mean a lot to me to help my channel grow. So you may or may not know, but I've been really trying to get a 9-star Ignis in order to have a sacrificial Ignis against the Sector 6 Void Lord. I wanted to get that control immunity so I could put better artifacts on Athaqua. But what I didn't realize is that you can actually get that control immunity just with a 5-star Ignis. And I happen to have an extra 5-star copy of Ignis, so it worked out really well. So I want to give a big thank you to Dethroy. I'm not sure which Idle Heroes Discord server this is coming from, but Dethroy, they put out this information. It was shared in my guild Discord server, and it really shows you the math of how control immunity gets calculated. And so what I mentioned specifically is if you have the control immunity skin for Athaqua, if you have 10 out of 10 upgrades for control immunity, and if you have 17 out of 20 stun immunity in your guild tech for assassins, then having a 5-star Ignis on your team is going to give you that control immunity so that you don't get stunned. They show the math right here. I tested it out before I record this video, and it was working well for me, that as long as your 5-star Ignis dies, then your Athaqua is going to get that control immunity. So you don't have to wait to build a 9-star. You can go ahead and get that control immunity right away just by having a 5-star Ignis. If you're unaware, the guild tech you'll need is this Blessing of Purification. You'll click on Assassin because obviously it's your Athaqua you care about, and you really need to hit that stun immunity rate for assassins in this Blessing of Purification. Okay, going to the lineup I'm using right now, it starts with this 5-star Ignis and the 20% control immunity she gives when she dies. You have to get her up to level 80 in order to unlock this last skill, so make sure you do that. I've got no equipment whatsoever because all I care about is her dying and giving our Athaqua that control immunity. For our E5 Ignis, we are using a split gear, HP, speed HP. We're using Lucky Candy Bar. I'm getting the HP pretty high so that she can do a lot of healing, but at the same time, I'm still not going to have Unbending Will for her because when she does die, or if she does die, that still buffs our Athaqua a lot, gives a lot of damage. So we're going to go ahead and keep her like that. Along with that, I'm using a Tix for the damage reduction. If you have an Olivia, she works better than Tix, but I've given him my Augustus Magic Ball so that he goes first, so that when he does his active attack, he is not his active, his basic attack, he is lowering the attack of the Void Lord by 50% for 2 rounds, so that helps the rest of my team survive. For my Rogan, who's a V1 Rogan, I'm using split gear. I'm using a Demon Bell energy, basically, in order to buff Athaqua. For my Drake, I'm building him tanky. I've got a speed HP stone. I'm giving him another Lucky Candy Bar. And then obviously going to Athaqua, we have a 1-star glittery antlers cane. We've got full assassin gear. I'm using holy damage attack 22322, and she is V2. Okay, jumping into this Void Lord, you can see he's at 88% HP. We have our team set this way with Drake, Rogan, Tix, Athaqua, Ignis. This Ignis, when it dies, will give control immunity to Athaqua. And then this Ignis, if it does die, will give control immunity to Athaqua, but it'll also just be healing our Athaqua a bunch. Let's go ahead and see how we do. Before this strategy, I was doing about 2 billion damage with Athaqua with a candy cane on her. Now we're using the antlers. Don't want to trigger Unbending Will here, but we did, unfortunately. When our Ignis dies here, that'll bump us up again here. And we get some health back. Unfortunately, we died. So we did die early, but you can see the massive difference it makes having that antlers on Athaqua instead of having a candy cane. You know, I was doing about 2 billion damage, and now I'm doing 3.8 billion. If we go back and check their percentage, down to 78% now. So very respectable amount, definitely a lot, enough attacks, you know, in order to clear them. I've hit Sector 6, and I've been able to get my Arcane Nexus up to level 6, so we're going to be getting a lot more stones a lot more quickly. So I definitely should be solid getting the Sector 6 bosses going forward. And, you know, the extra little boost of control immunity from the Ignis, the 5-star Ignis, is definitely helpful and really helping me. So that's my most updated strategy for the Void Lord, having success with it. I want to give a big thank you again to Dethroy for publishing that. Big thank you to my guild for sharing that information with me. We will still be getting a 9-star Ignis pretty soon, and we'll probably keep them and just strip them down naked, and they'll still die relatively quickly, and we can use it in other modes. But having that 5-star Ignis, if you're struggling for some control immunity, this is one way you can go about it and maybe get more damage out of your Thaqua. I'll see you on my next video. Bye.